In 2002, Elon Musk's SpaceX launched a new age of private space exploration. Decades later, the rivalry had become fiercer as everyone wants a piece of the universe. In today's video, we're going to rank the space startups that will change the landscape of the space industry. The 5 startups that we have selected are spearheading innovation, and they may take the space sector to new heights with innovations that can change the world. With a new era of space explorations on the horizon, investors are attracted by the fruits that the virgin universe has to offer. And luckily for them, the public's interest in space is at an all-time high. Here are the top 5 space startups that will revolutionize the space industry forever. Our eye in the sky, Albedo at number 5. To begin our list, we have the startup Albedo, which can take satellite images to a whole new level. Albedo is transforming the way we see the world by introducing a game-changing 10 cm per pixel resolution for photographs taken by their satellites. We can now see the planet from orbit with unprecedented clarity thanks to Albedo. So, what exactly does Albedo do? Albedo develops and operates low Earth orbit satellites that gather both visual and thermal imaging at the best commercially attainable resolution. Its visual photography is 9 times better than what we currently have, and its thermal industry is 1,000 times more powerful compared to what's out there now. To put things into perspective, here's a 30 cm resolution satellite image of today's commercial state-of-the-art. Pretty blurry, isn't it? You can't see a lot of details, and it's difficult to distinguish what's on the photo. Now, here's the 10 cm image Albedo has to offer. Just look at the huge change in resolution. Take a look at how detailed the image is. We can even tell what kind of automobile is in the picture. According to Albedo's co-founder and CEO, Topher Haddad, the company intends to launch its first satellites as early as 2024. On top of that, in 2027, they expect to have a fleet of 8 satellites whirling in low orbit capable of providing daily imagery visits in certain regions of the planet. We can achieve more precise mapping with this technology, and local governments may utilize it to analyze landscapes for better city planning. At number 4, we have Pixxel, which is revealing Earth's underlying problems. Pixxel has one goal: to create a global health monitoring system using a constellation of cutting-edge hyperspectral microsatellites. With the improved hyperspectral capabilities, we may discover underlying and unseen issues of our environment, which are invisible to all the satellites in orbit today. What does hyperspectral mean? How can it disclose Earth's underlying issues? Let's put it this way. Our eyes can perceive visible light in basically 3 bands. The first being long wavelengths, which are interpreted by our eyes as red. The second are medium wavelengths, which we see as green. And finally, there are short wavelengths, which we see as blue. Instead of these primary colors, we can examine a broad spectrum of light via hyperspectral imaging, parts of the spectrum that are not visible to the naked eye. Here's an example of how pixel photography may disclose a lot about Earth's conditions. Only objects visible with the naked eye can be seen in these images captured by a regular satellite. But there is a danger lurking beneath this image that we cannot see. This image was captured by Pixxel's hyperspectral technology, which illuminates the existence of unseen phenomena. Certain elements leave distinct electromagnetic footprints. In this image, we can discern leaking oil in the ocean, which might endanger marine life due to massive water contamination. The good news is that we won't have to wait, because their first satellite, Shakuntala, was launched on April 2, 2022 with the assistance of SpaceX's Falcon 9. Launching at number 3, Mission Space. Did you know that there are space storms that cause tremendous amounts of destruction on Earth? In fact, it is estimated that space weather disturbances cost the American and European economy more than $10 billion every year. Mission Space wants to alleviate this nuisance by providing real-time data on these extreme space weather conditions. Perhaps you are asking, what are these storms in space anyway? What impact does it have on our lives here on Earth? The major space weather that Mission Space seeks to monitor is a solar radiation storm. Solar storms emerge when the sun ejects massive amounts of electrons and protons, resulting in a cloud of cosmic rays rushing towards Earth. These cosmic rays alter our Earth's magnetic field. resulting in geomagnetic storms that can affect electrical gadgets and systems everywhere on the planet. The storms have the potential to interfere with navigation systems, electricity grids, and radio communications. We can now have a space weather monitoring satellite that can deliver us a live feed in orbit thanks to Mission Space. With this, we can now predict when the next space storm will occur and prepare effectively to reduce damages. It will launch a fleet of nanosatellites into orbit to monitor live space weather, which will be accessible via an easy-to-use application programming interface (API) integrated platform. Let's start hitting those API endpoints. A new age of sustainable space transport, with Solstorm landing at number 2. SpaceX is the first firm that comes to mind when we talk about sustainable rockets and space exploration. However, that may change as soon as Solstorm proposes a different method of producing sustainable, junk-free rockets. Debris in space is becoming more of an issue as space exploration is starting to take off. Year after year, more space trash is discarded into space. There are now 3,170 dead satellites and 120 million smaller pieces of debris swirling in low Earth orbit continuously. With the rockets of Solstorm, we no longer have to be concerned about leaving space junk, as it promises to leave zero footprint in our low Earth orbit. Introducing the Kill Switch, or Solstorm Satellite Disposal Method. This switch increases the drag of the satellite, speeding up the deorbiting process after the mission is over. Deorbiting of satellites can be either of two: falling out of orbit and burning it up in our atmosphere, or sending the satellite farther from our Earth's orbit. Not just that, the disposal system can work autonomously, assuring mission success even if power and contact with the satellite is lost. With Solstorm's Leave No Trace principle in our orbit, they enable safer and cleaner spaceflight. Solstorm intends to deploy a satellite as soon as 2024. We can avoid creating millions of pieces of space trash to the already cluttered orbit. Robots in space. The best startup company goes to Myelins. Myelins aspires to revolutionize space travel forever. Their mission? Having a biologically inspired army of terrestrial and interplanetary robots. They aim to create an autonomous software framework for these space robots that will allow them to collaborate with human operators in real time. Myelins technology allows you to embody robots at any time and in any location. Not only that, they want to add a sense of touch to these robots so that the human controller will feel what the robots are feeling in real time. Imagine having these robots on Mars and touching the Martian soil with your own hands. The company also hopes to spark curiosity and consciousness in their space robots through the use of brain-computer connections, bringing artificial intelligence to the next level. Not only will you be able to command robots with hand gestures, but you can even control satellites in space. These human-controlled satellites can perform complicated tasks, such as satellite repair and refueling, potentially saving space corporations billions of dollars. But how can they pull off such a momentous feat? It is largely thanks to their groundbreaking MyBrain technology, which will be utilized to control space robots and satellites. Despite the fact that this technology is still in its early stages, their experiments are promising. They are now harnessing your thoughts to control robotic arms. Using this software, you can even feel what other people are experiencing and feeling. Keep an eye out for these startups, since any of them might be the face of the next era of space exploration. The future of space is in exceptionally competent hands.